Welcome back to the video, guys. We have Rahat here who's going to be explaining his charts on how he makes his money. If you haven't actually seen the main interview, it's actually a really good one. He talks a little bit about his psychology, how he was doing something which I love to say and I learned myself is insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. And that interview was amazing. So this is the part two where he breaks down his trades that's helped him to get over 1.4 million in funding and 300k in payouts, 50 of which was just my funded FX. So link in the description below if you want to start your challenge. Other than that, let's get started with the video. Okay, so thanks for joining us for part two again, Rahat. I see you've got a trade ready here for this. Looks like some sort of reversal in Euro USD. So if you could break down what you were, I'd say the approach to the trade, the confluences that you needed to it, so that entry requirements and etc., and then the psychology behind like holding it. Obviously, this one looked like it ran really nice, but yeah, as much information as you can, just so people can learn and earn.
Yeah. So this trade I took. So like I said, I have two separate strategies. I'll just go with this, like one of my most recent trades. I've also got like another, like I mentioned before, like
Mhm.
once or twice every month I do take like a little swing trade. So I've
Right.
got this. This was the most recent one. I consider it to be. I mean, the other trade I have where my TP is this low. Obviously, I'll get
Mhm.
into it. But I had one trade, one position basically, which this was my trade. So last week we had. I'll just go over it, give an overview. So last week we had CPI,
Mhm.
and then for me personally, like I mentioned before, because I've been looking at the market, because I've been trading for a long time, what I've seen is when the market gives a big push to one side, it tends to consolidate, and then it will take out the high that the news day made, basically. So, and these are just the top line is basically the high of the day, bottom is the
Mhm.
low, and then I have the sessions which I trade, which is London and New York.
Mhm.
So you can see this day was the news day. So this was CPI. So this would have been the high. And then the next day, we just missed this high.
Mhm.
So for me personally, I need this high to get taken before I look for any reversal. So you can see on the next day, we took the high and then we came back down and we took the low. So it's like this is what I was saying about like I like sort of consolidations.
Mhm.
And because I am a reversal trader, I would prefer to sell here because the market has gone up basically.
Mhm.
So this was one trade I took as well, but I think my TP was a little bit lower here, and I got stopped out of break even. I think my entry was here somewhere.
Mhm.
I'm not too sure. Um, so on the higher time frame, we have all of this imbalance, which we still need to come and fill. So fair value gap, imbalance, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
So on this, as you can see, this was Friday. So the week on the weekly candle, you can see we finished very, very, very bullish. So the likelihood of the next weekly candle opening and just dropping basically is very, very low.
Mhm.
So you can expect the last week's weekly candle to get taken, which would have
Mhm.
been on a Monday. So it would have been here. So as we've gone higher on Monday, on Tuesday, what I was waiting for is Monday's high to get taken. So you can see here is where we took Monday's high. So on Tuesday, we took the highest point of Monday. Once we took the highest point on Monday, I was looking for, to show some sort of rejection, which we got here. And on this trade, because I mainly trade Euro USD in New York session, I just find it to be more cleaner. And I trade the GU in London.
Mhm.
I managed to get my entry here. You can see it was literally like I had like 1 pip drawdown. But even with a 1 pip drawdown or whatever, I had a 30 pip stop loss.
Mhm.
I could easily maybe done something like this.
Mhm.
But then for me, psychologically, when you're trading a bigger accounts, holding a 1 to 10 is, you probably know, is the
Mhm.
numbers a bit mad.
Yeah.
So I just had, like I said, my risk to rewards are 1 to 2 R. So even if sometimes I'll use my stop loss based on structure. So I would use this as structure, but because this was a bigger move, I just felt more comfortable having that. If it needs to make another high, for example, it's got that breathing room.
Very
And
interesting.
then my yeah,
If
and then
you
my T. Yeah,
sorry to interrupt. So then if you drop your stop loss down, will you drop your TP down too, or same?
if I did now, my TP, because basically the way I structure my trade is I look at where the market is now, where the
Mhm.
market is likely to go next, and where
Mhm.
can I get in. So it's like a
structured
pattern sort of
process.
thing.
Yeah, it's very,
structured
very,
process.
very fair. Yeah.
So in this scenario, for me, it was, so look, my targets are usually, I use Asia highs and lows.
Yep.
Which is this right here. So this was Monday and this was the Asia low. So this is the lowest point Asia made.
Yep.
So as you can see on the day, so on Monday, the Asia low didn't get taken. And then on Tuesday, obviously, you can see we went higher, we came lower, and then we came higher, which is where I got my entry.
Yep.
So obviously, if I'm selling here, it's where can I target it? Let's put this, 30 pips. So I entered here, it's where can I target? Where's the market likely to go next, which is this area here, because on Monday it hadn't been taken yet.
Yeah.
So and then it's sort of where can I get my entry, which was here.
That's a hell of an entry. Is that a limit or manual?
That was a limit order. I was actually meant to. I had a limit at 650.
Yeah.
But I woke up a little bit late, so I ended up just getting I think it's all on my Instagram as well. Just there you can see, the trade. But I got a 600 entry, and then obviously it's within my time frame as well. So I traded mainly 12:30 to 3 o'clock, give or take, 15 minutes each side. So I got my entry here. So the first thing I look at is where can I TP. So my first TP is here.
Yeah.
And then literally just run straight to it.
So then, going back to that though, if you do drop your stop loss down, will you take your TP just in a different trade and scenario? Will you run a trade to 7R, or will you always take it at 4R?
2-3R.
Yeah, same.
Max is like 2.5. Yeah, because what I realized is with this the smaller accounts, if you've got like a 0.10, let's say, for example, for me personally, I could hold it 100R. Because monetarily, it doesn't make a big difference for me.
Yeah.
Whereas, everyone's in different situations. So, that's one thing. And then the second thing is, when you're putting 10, 20, 30 lots on this and you're trying to hold it 10R, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So even with me, like
draining
psychologically draining, so I can't do it. That's another reason why I sort of use the bigger stops. So the monetary value I'm always seeing is give or take roughly the same, if that makes sense, because it's a 1.5, 2R trade.
Yeah.
But even I took this with 2 positions. I took this one and I took another one, which was same thing. And I had my stop loss was a little bit bigger just in case. But my TP is the swing low down here, which is where the imbalances are on the high time frame. But this trade is still running. You can see it didn't hit. It hasn't started to reverse now, but I'm targeting this swing low here. And then obviously we've got these imbalances here, which we can fill or tap into, wherever.
Will you
this trade is still running.
Will you move your stop loss to break even ever, or how would you do that?
So when I day trade, which is normally in GU, me personally, I don't move my stop loss to break even. Only in one scenario, when it's like, when the price comes like 1 or 2 pips and you just see it reverse. That's when I'll be like, what, let me put my stops to break even. But generally speaking, me personally, I found that leaving my stops open is, I don't know, I prefer it. Because when I used to move it to break even, I would get stopped out a lot and then it would go in favor. So I thought, what, I'm putting the risk on the table, let me just leave it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And whereas with this trade, for example, because it is a swing trade or it's a longer term trade, my stop loss is at break even because
it's already ran.
We've ran. I mean, at its peak it was at 107 pips.
It's nearly 70% of the trade anyway, right?
Yeah, so it's obviously one thing with swing trading, pullbacks are normal, right? Because it's higher time frame. So this is
that's one thing I struggle with, man. Can't do pullbacks well. I don't really like watching my money come up and back.
But even like you have this imbalance here between taps, so it's the same thing where this. So I also use, the way people use pin bars and they'll buy off them.
Yeah.
I sort of use them as targets as well, so I'll target like 50% of it.
Yeah, Wickfields or gaps
because obviously people will put this, whatever you call it, people put the stop losses there, whatever. So it's like, for me, like I said before, it's something where I'll look at and I think, okay, that's where I want to target. Where can I get in now? So like in this scenario, you can probably sell it here off this imbalance. Sorry for the message drawing, but you put your stops here just to be safe, and then you can probably target this.
Yeah.
So it's like a re-entry sort of thing.
Yeah. Will you ever add? Do you ever add to your trades?
I'm actually in this trade right now.
Are you going to add to it?
Nah, that's it. I've got one.
You won't add
I've got
dynamic positions or anything like that. You just one trade. If
nah,
it hits, it hits. If it does, it does.
because obviously this was the first trade. You can sort of say it's a first TP. I took 2 positions because I had 2 targets, clean targets.
Yeah,
That's
fair
already
enough.
hit TP. This one hasn't hit, but then on this retracement, I've entered again. My stops are here, and then my
Wow.
TP is this. But I've
So
still
they're
got
separate trades essentially.
yeah, but I've still got this trade running to here.
Got yeah.
But then I've also taken this trade on a new day to target this wick here.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that makes total sense. That's
And another thing I do as well is like, I'll go over with some people. It might help. Sometimes when I do use that set stop losses. So if I use a set 30, 40 pip stop loss like here, let's say for example price goes 10, 20 pips in drawdown. So just give a scenario. Let's say I entered here and price did go into drawdown a bit. When it comes back and I start seeing it in profit, what I'll do is if I do see a pullback to my entry, I'll reduce my stop loss to wherever the high is. So it's sort of like a dynamic risk to reward. I'll
That's
move
exactly
my
what I was
stop
about to
loss.
say. Dynamic position.
Yeah, so
that's what I do.
So I'll move my stop loss here. So now let's say if I'm risking 1%, it's with a 40 pip stop loss. If this hits stop loss now, I would lose, 0.4%. And I can add the 0.6% once it goes back to my entry to still make it 1%, but then the risk reward increases.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it massively increases, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I do both sort of like static, and then when I have the opportunity, I will sort of use like a dynamic risk reward as well. Just depends on the scenario.
There's a lot of gems there. So just to kind of summarize it, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, is ultimately from this example you were looking at CPI, so we had this run up and you were looking for a reversal trade or whatnot, and you had your market structure,
initial entry.
Your understanding of the markets first from the higher time frames, right?
Yeah.
And then you had your initial, so you did one try first, right? And then it took out the highs, and then you woke up late, but you did have a limit order. Then you entered from there, and then you're trying to fill those gaps from down below, really and truly, from structure to structure.
I'm not looking to target all of it. I just want like a tap into the imbalance, because some people do trade the full thing.
It's quite aggressive.
These sort of imbalances are the ones that I sort of like, where you can see the market hasn't tapped out all. Whereas if you look at the one above it, which is this one here, from this candle's high to this candle's low, you can see the market's already tapped into it, but this one has still been completely untapped. But I'm just looking to take my piece and then move on to the next scenario, move on to the next trade.
Make that moolah, baby.
That's it. Take it trade by trade. It's the best way. Each scenario is different.
Perfect. But Rahat, thank you very, very, very much, my bro. It's been a pleasure having you on, and I really appreciate you. So you guys can find him on the link in the description below on Twitter and Instagram. His full interview as well is also on the YouTube channel. But this is his strategy and how he's got himself funded at 1.4 million. He also did 50K just with My Funded FX and over 300K payouts in total as well. So congratulations to him. And I hope you guys
the 300K don't go up a bit because you need to send me my money.
Yeah, I got. Don't worry, I'll send him a little.
Did you take my money there? Wait.
I'll give him. He was only talking about that $20 I owe him and a Nando's. If you're from the UK, you know. But yeah, thanks, bro. Is there any last words you want to say to anyone before we end this interview?
Honestly, I'll just say, look at what other successful traders are doing that are profitable and that actually make money from trading. And look at what they say, because you'll realize they all say the same thing. And it's the cliche stuff, journaling, if you're not profitable yet, journaling, finding a strategy that suits your personality, not just trying to replicate someone else's, because everyone sees the market completely differently. And yeah, just look at what the people are saying, because you see a pattern. They'll all say the same thing for a reason.
Yeah, and something will click.
Something will click sooner or later.
That's it. Good luck, everybody. Remember to use the link in the description below, and we'll see you in the next interview. Peace.
Cheers.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget, every interview so far we have giveaways in the live premiere and also 7 days after as well. So that's right, we're doing giveaways like non-stop, especially during the Christmas period. So good luck to you guys. Remember to like, share and subscribe, notification bell button on, and good luck to the interview. Just check the comments, check Twitter, check Discord, check it all, and you'll be able to find the giveaway answers there. So see you in the next one. Champ out. Peace.